Well, I must say she's done a grand job of this, Elizabeth. Elizabeth? Elizabeth?
What is all this nonsense about? Elizabeth, for the Lord's sake, put some clothes on.
You cannot force me to marry a man I do not love.
You will do what is expected, girl. Now, get ready.
Mr. Westwood will be with you shortly.
You will come to love him in time. Your mother and I had a similar betrothal, and in time, love came.
No, I will not do it. I would rather go to Gretna Green.
You have no choice. You have not found yourself a suitable husband, so I have found one for you.
Suitable? You would condemn me to a life as the wife of a wealthy man's byblow. Besides, he's not old enough to blow his nose. Henry, granted he is only a captain.
Yes, but his father assures me that that is only temporary. This opens relationships you cannot comprehend, girl. It secures the future of this estate. A marriage to a favoured son of a Member of Parliament who's soon to become a peer, will increase our stock tenfold. Do not dare defy me.
If it means being forced to marry that snivelling, illegitimate toad, I will defy you. Elizabeth!
Gentlemen, I am so sorry for my daughter's lack of decorum. You have no doubt already learned, Captain Forbes, that Elizabeth can be somewhat temperamental.
Think nothing of it, sir. Even the wildest mares must eventually be tamed.
Anyhow, welcome again to my home, Captain Forbes.
Thank you, sir. Most kind. Please, may I have the honour of introducing Captain Howard Lynch?
Captain? Surely for someone so experienced, you should be a major by now at least. Wouldn't you say so, Henry?
'Twas the Spanish sun, madam. It seemed to have aged me faster than others.
As well as the talent for forthright honesty, Howard? Whilst endearing to his troopers, our senior officers seemed to dislike it.
Shall we?
Howard here was one of Grant's observing officers. Before that, he was with General Crawford as an aide-de-camp. Obviously, up until the siege at Rodrigo.
Damn sad loss, that one. Not many like Black Bob. Did you get to know him well, Captain?
Yes, I did, sir.
Whence are you headed, Captain?
For Leicester, madam. Purchasing remounts.
Must be terribly sad for you all now the war in Spain is over. Henry always wanted to be a soldier. All that excitement.
Indeed, madam. I shall miss the thrill of a blood-soaked battlefield.
I'm sure what my captain means to observe is that glory is not always found on the battlefield. Miss Westwood, it is good to see you dressed appropriately.
Thank you, Captain Forbes. Will you and your colleague be joining us for supper as well as dinner?
I would that I could, miss, but time is of the essence. I can but accompany you for a turn around the rose garden after dinner before we must away.
Surely, sir, your errand can continue in the morrow. It will give Henry the opportunity to find out what his trade with the army actually amounted to.
I'm afraid daylight is not on our side, and Duty must come first, madame. Ah, yes, my dear. I present Captain Howard Lynch. Howard will act as my best man and liaise with the regiment as to how things will be for the wedding.
Captain, will not a pause in your journey give you an opportunity to tell us how things will be?
Well, I suppose the task only requires a single officer.
I can certainly have a room prepared. It will be our pleasure.
Oh, excellent.
Forbes, you will take Sergeant Robertson and the troop onwards to Leicester as ordered. You are expected at your billets before sunset, so I suggest you leave shortly after dinner.
But surely...
When you have a troop, you will have to delegate responsibility. Now, I have no fear that you will rise to that task. Duty first, Quentin. Duty first.
I'm sorry to be leaving so soon, my dear. Since Captain Lynch intends to avail himself of your father's kind hospitality in my stead, perhaps you could ask your father to take him through the family's requests?
Well, we've been rather busy to think of such matters. Father's business with the army has taken him to London quite a lot.
If I do not know any better, I might take to thinking you are reluctant with this bond. I fear your heart may be overruling your head in the matter of this union and how important it is to both our families.
You presume to know me very well.
I will rein you in. And let me assure you, many women would be honored to be my wife and provide me with an heir.
No accounting for taste, then.
You will refrain from speaking to me thus. As an officer in...
No uniform in the world could disguise the fact that it is money and not competence that has raised you to your station.
My abilities were not questioned when I faced the French.
Beautiful thing, roses. At least when they are still in bloom. Terribly sad. Begin to wilt. Think about your future. When I return tomorrow, one expects that you regard your husband and provider with the respect he warrants.
Troop is ready, sir.
Does he... I cannot go through with this. Good morning.
Good morning, miss.
Good morning, Captain Lynch. Will you walk with me?
It would be an honour.
I couldn't bring myself, so I secretly gave one of her pies to Mr. Fothergill's dog Blue just before the Sunday service. But the poor thing was sick all down the aisle. The vicar tried to chase him out but slipped, and then lovely Mrs. Hancock tried to help him up, and then she was sick all down the vicar's gown. Oh, caused such a smell. Her poor face.
Poor Blue.
Yes. Captain, are you not well? You have not had one of Mrs. Crankshaw's pies, have you? Have I upset you?
Quite the opposite, Miss Westwood. I cannot recall the last time I laughed so freely. I'm sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for. I can see that you are in a great deal of pain.
I cannot understand this. I'm grown so nervous that when there is any service to be done, it works upon my mind that it is impossible for me to sleep at night. I cannot understand it. It makes no sense. Please forgive me.
I will cry off. It is the only way that I will find release from this unhappy position.
This is not just a marriage. You are aware of that. It will be considered a mild scandal by some, and you will be branded a jilt.
Then you marry me.
What? I am no gentleman, Miss Westwood. You barely know me.
You are more of a gentleman than Forbes will ever be. I do not care. I know that he's only interested in advancement and wealth.
It is that wealth that will keep you in the comfort to which you are accustomed.
I don't need this. This is not me. If it means I have to marry that arrogant little social climber, I don't want any of this. Please, Howard. Unless, of course, you agree with your charge and deem me a wilted rose. I have never met such a pup so full of flummery. And to think that he is just a pack saddle boy at that.
Pardon? He's a what?
Did you not know? He's not an heir. My father arranged this to assist his family because he cannot inherit an estate. He is a bastard son, and I am convicted and damned to this place with him. I know that I am on the shelf, but
I see how it is. Attempting to take advantage of my fiancée in my absence. It's funny how jealousy works.
Jealousy? I was merely offering some comfort from your insults.
You're jealous because I am of better breeding than you. I am better educated than you, and I advance more rapidly than you will ever do. Seducing my betrothed is low, Lynch, even for a commoner like you.
Be careful, Quentin.
Don't Quentin me.
Swallow your spleen and put the blade away. Dueling is illegal, and I am your senior captain.
You, superior! Ha!
If you wish to do this, we will need seconds. Don't be a fool.
We don't need seconds. Unless you'd rather admit your conspiracy. Betraying a brother officer is no way to solve your melancholy.
Stop this now.
I've seen you withdraw. You are more comfortable in your own solace. Is it because you are a coward?
I am no more a coward than you are an heir to your father's fortune.
What is this commotion? Put up your swords! Stop them! I will have no dueling here. Your colonel will hear of this.
And my father will hear of your daughter's harlot behavior towards me. This dried-up bitch of a barber's chair who's gallivanting with this peasant.
This is my estate, and I will not tolerate anyone who abuses my hospitality or defies me.
In that case, Father, you need tolerate me no longer.
Who ate Bonaparte?
away, Bonaparte!
Shall I?
Gentleman, he's looking for a senior officer, sir.
Well, I'd say he's found him then, eh? And who the devil are you?
Someone who knows where Boney is.
Look what crawled out of the scullery.
Forbes.
Major Forbes to you.
What? Who the hell made you a major? Oh, Papa reached into his pocket again? Or did he convince one of his friends at Horse Guards to give you a brevet? Tell me it is a brevet promotion.
Thank you, Small. You may go.
Sir.
Why are you here? I'm surprised you can show your face after... what was it? Scandalous behavior, unbecoming the character of an officer and a gentleman?
I'm surprised you show your face at all.
How is the whore?
With child?
What is it you want?
I was to rendezvous with Lieutenant Colonel Grant. But I have urgent information that needs to be sent to the Duke.
Well, Grant ain't here, so I will assume authority.
Napoleon is in Charleroi.
Preposterous! And how would you know this? There has been no reports of any movement to our front for weeks.
That is because he is not moving to your front. He intends to go straight up the Brussels road, right between the Prussians and us.
How the hell would you know that?
6th Lancers. From Parr's division. Parr's division is in Ryle's 2nd Corps. The same corps as Jerome Bonaparte. Boney's brother, for the Lord's sake. You must send this message to the Duke with all haste.
Oh, I will. Just not to the Duke.
Are you mutton-headed? I question the Lancer myself.
Forgive me for casting doubt on the word of a man who stole the bride. Not to mention ruining my future.
Fine. I'll do it my damn self.
You will do no such thing. If you go anywhere near Brussels, I will have you arrested. Send this to your Grant. I want his signature on it before it goes anywhere near His Grace.
I am not your aide-de-camp.
You are now.
Send a man north at least.
Oh, I will. As it happens, there is a ball tomorrow evening. I will be sure to inform His Grace of your story personally. There may even be a promotion in it for me. Fancy that. Come now. Duty first, Howard. Duty first.